So here we are back with another video, mainly about Kraken since the build, which I think might have been the last video that I put up there actually. More a bit of an update on how it's going. Now we did have not a real good session on the weekend just gone. There is actually a bit of a gap between the last video and this one. So, but I've got a bit of a short video clip that I'm going to show you in a second. With regards to some of the issues that I've had with this thing since I've been running it for the last couple of weeks. One thing I did find is the exhaust header. The exhaust header was, because of these 45s, you know what they're like. They vibrate like you know what. Now, what I ended up doing is putting some studs in the cylinder, Loctiting them in there. They seem to have stayed. And instead of it being a two-piece pipe, like you would have seen in the build video, I've welded the two pieces together, so it's a single piece, which makes it a lot easier to mount and less chance of any vibration through the pipe and the header. So that's sorted. The only other drama I had was, I mean, this little video clip that I'm about to show you, it's running very well. Now I did try to get an idea on a speed, because it's running the 1955 gears, which this engine has got plenty of potential to pull some high gearing, which is the next thing that I want to do to this. But what actually happened was, if you look down here, right in here where there's something missing here, namely the spur gear. Now I've taken the side cover off, and what I found was, as soon as I pulled it off, something was gone. And so I think the little pinion gear, well, it's not so little, but it's fallen out in the paddock somewhere and I cannot find it for the life of me. So I got to get another one. Now, one of the runs, I put my phone on this thing because I had the speed up, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do that again. Only the fact that twice my phone fell off, and I'm lucky that it didn't crack the screen or anything. So, but one of the speed runs that I got out of this was, I think by memory, and I should have taken a photo, or a snapshot of it, was around the high 40s miles an hour, which I think was around 68 kilometers an hour or something like that, which this thing can do way better than that. So I will want to get another 19 tooth pinion to go back in there. Maybe I'll go the next gear setup, which I think is 2054 or something like that, and see how we go. But I'm not going to use my phone again, and I think what I'll try and do is get one of those little GPSs that I can put on the vehicle securely and go with that. Outside of that, this thing has got a nice quick throttle response now, and if it wasn't for, it's still running fat. So mind you, keep in mind that the speed that I was getting out of this thing, I reckon we can improve on that because it's still running pretty fat, pretty rich, and so there's more potential there to be had with that. So until I get another gear, I can go back and put the stock gearing, 1757 I think it is, back in here, just so I can run it. But you know, we'll see how we go with that. So I'll keep you up to date with that part of it. The other thing was the 5B. Now I think the last video that I put up there about the 5B was we were going to run this 30.5. There is an issue with that. Now, I don't think it's from the carby side of things. I think it's more the cylinder and the crankcase as an air leak, because it'll fire like the video we showed. But I think it's got worse now. So it fires, and then the minute you try and pull RPMs out of it, it just dies. So with regards to the 5B, I have been running my 36 in there with what have I got on the back? Oh, the rear mount dominator pipe that goes on the back end, and it's running pretty good. Stock gearing also. So I'm pretty happy with the way that thing's going. Now the other thing we've got happening here is these engines. We've got, like I just mentioned, the 30.5. This is an old 32, which was in my daughter's truck. It's a HY or something. So I have got some plans that I wouldn't mind, because this is a 4 bolt case, so I'm thinking I want to try something on here, even though, like, if a lot of you might know that the HYs were not a bad engine, but not a high revving engine like all the the CY engines you get in your Bahas and all the rest of that. So, being that, I want to try and do something here. Maybe I'll go a big, not big bore, but a bigger cylinder, bigger piston, like to try something a bit bigger on here, and then maybe modify it a bit, lighten the flywheel, and see what we can get out of this thing. I mean, if it grenades itself, no great loss. It's an old engine, and I was running that, and I think what's happened is when I pull the plug out, put the piston down, I can see bits of broken rings sitting on top of the piston, so it's not going to be very nice inside there. This engine here, on the other hand, this is the original 26cc CY that came in this from brand new. This is what it came with. This with the can style muffler on it. Now I do have another truck which I'm going to sell. It's a Kraken or a Smart Tech type of truck, and I've had it on the channel before. Actually, what I'll do, check out this photo, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I want to do something with this engine and maybe put it into that truck. I mean, I'm not using the truck, so I might as well move it on to someone else so they can have some fun with it. Like it's not a high performance type of a setup. It's a two-wheel drive version of the FG. I think it was, I don't know if it was called a monster truck or something along those lines back in the day. So it's same sort of version as that, but it's another company took it over and called it Smart Tech or Kraken, something like that. So this engine's still pretty good. The only thing that I've got a bit of end float or play in the bearing, so the compression's still okay. The cylinder and the piston and all that still looks okay. So I think I'll pull it down, put some new gaskets through it, and I'll replace the bearings and the crankcase seals. Put it back together, see how it goes, put it in the truck, and then I can move the truck on. As for the 30.5, now this bad boy, I'm going to have to do the same thing with this, but what I want to do, I can get my hands on another 30.5 cylinder, piston ring, kit. So I'm thinking about trying to do something silly with this. Maybe get in there and try and have a go at porting it myself, or do some internal work on it. And because it's got new bearings in it, so put some new gaskets in. New bearings as in it's probably done, I don't know, maybe half a dozen or maybe more tanks of fuel through this engine. So not a lot of work, but because I can get another one of the boys in our group's got another cylinder and piston and ring. I'm going to try something, and then I think I'll put this into my son's 5T, and because it's sitting on the rack at the moment doing nothing, so we'll get it back out, get it running, and just see what we can get out of this. If it same deal as that one, if it explodes, so be it. We'll rebuild and we'll get a whole new setup for it. So, but apart from that, now with the 5T, I had some bits that I robbed off that to get the 5B going. So there's some other parts have turned up, so we can maybe put that towards the 5T, get it going, do some with this engine, and see what sort of results we can get out of that by maxing it out, and just see. The only other thing, guys, is that's pretty much all we've been up to. But with regards to, on my last build, we talked about my hybrid Velocity 5T with the Baja running gear and all the rest. Now I have got onto an engine for that thing. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to ruin the surprise, but it's got a whole lot of stuff that comes with it, and it's pretty expensive. So I need to sort of work out the money side of things. And but don't get me wrong, the hybrid's still happening, and I found this particular engine package that I want to run in the hybrid now. So it might take me a few weeks to get some cash together to make that happen, but it is still going to happen. So, aside from that, that's pretty much it, guys. That's where we're at. I'll put up the if I haven't already said, I've sort of gone through my notes here and gone asked about. Check out the video on this bad boy. See how it's going. Which this thing's got plenty more potential. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, whenever you get your chance, like for us at the moment, it looks a bit sunny here, but in the background, I'm not looking forward to what's over here. So dark clouds, we've had rain on and off, and hopefully we can get out for another play soon and get some more video for you guys of running in the paddock. So until then, stay tuned, guys. We've got some interesting stuff happening. And like I say all the time, get your cars, get out, go and have a play, enjoy yourself, enjoy the outdoors, and go and burn some two-stroke, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.